time will have his place in the game. Oh, there he is.
Go over there. Oh, hey, let's turn on some things, huh? Hey, damn it, Zoe. Hey, quiet, Zoe. Come here. Come here. Hey, there. Oh, there I am. Okay. What were you saying? Oh, hey. Okay, Zoe. Shh, chill. God. She's super loud. Come here. Come and get on the couch. I got a treat for her. Oh my goodness. No, she jumped over the back of the couch. Which she's never ever done before. That was priceless. I think it was just off camera, so okay. Now her nose is poking into the stream here. And yes, I have a treat for you, Zoe. It is here. Yes, there we go. Okay. Okay, well, go ahead, take it. Okay. Whew, we have satiated the beast, I hope. But I cannot believe she just jumped over the back of the couch. That was priceless. Sorry, anyways. As you were saying. Quickly. Hardcore. Yeah, well, I mean, no, let's go with this. Yeah, so. Yeah. We'll wait a few more minutes. We'll give it a few more minutes before we get started. And if you care, yeah. Yeah, I did a stream earlier today just specifically for people who weren't going to be able to watch this one because they don't want to be spoiled and whatnot. So yeah, this is the one for spoilers. That's a fair question, but no spoilers. No, oh shit. Oh crap, Agam, I apparently don't have the desktop audio on, or what am I? Wait, why is it not coming on? It should be on. I mean, my chat's like, are you talking to someone? Because we can't hear anything. Should be on, guys. What's going on here? Yeah, I have issues with you know, technology. So why is this not working? I don't know. Usually, yeah, it's working out okay, but the desktop audio isn't registering you. But weird. We can hear you talk, but no one else. Well, yeah, guys, I need to fix that. Yeah, let me take a look here. Discord, voice and video, output device. Okay, default. Yeti? Oh god, no. See, now you're coming through. That's just gonna be bad.
Right.
Now you're not coming out through mine. You're coming out through. Oh, for war? Nice. Yeah, I don't think I have anything going on. Why is it? No. The desktop audio should be working though. In Streamlabs OBS, normally the desktop audio should just show up if you're coming through there, right? Like I have you in Discord coming through the speakers of the because I have my little earbud plugged into the Yeti microphone, right? And that's how I did it last week, so that should be working.
Plugged in through the Yeti. You didn't make.
Yeah, it is on Discord. Maybe it's not on the. Wait, okay, guys. Okay, hang on. Can you hear him now? I think maybe it was because on the computer.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Somebody. Abdo, check mic settings. Yes, we heard him just now for a second. Okay, yeah, I think you should be coming through now. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So the computer wasn't set to.
There it is.
Yeah. Okay. So we're all.
Yeah. It's sometimes weird when you're plugging devices in and unplugging them and doing all that kind of.
There's so many background things.
Doohickey mabobber thingies.
Whoa, doohickey mabobber thingies.
I know. I kind of just went off with that one. I don't know. It felt right.
So, if full disclosure, guys, I live in an apartment that is not directly above, but in the same building as the restaurant that I work at. I have some very nice guests who come and visit me once a week, every week that I work. But I worked a different day. I traded a coworker and wasn't working my normal day. I advised them of that and said, hey, I'm not going to be working tonight if you guys come in. But the next couple of days I have off, so if you guys come in, I'll go meet you and have a drink or something like that. So I may or may not have had some drinks. So, yeah.
So you're telling me that the intoxicated gamer might be slightly intoxicated?
It might be a slight case of intoxicated gamer issues. Yeah, so yeah.
Never would
have guessed. It's fun, man. I have not been out in public in that's the second time in about a year.
What is public?
No, it's a couple, and they basically are just hang out with each other and work from home. So they don't really see anybody either. And when they come out, they come out once a week to see me, and they go to another place where they're sitting outdoors at a brewery. So they're pretty confident they're not spreading anything around. And so I was like, yeah, we'll go visit them and say hi and have a drink or two or four.
What'd you get from talk? That sounds nice, man. Yeah, I haven't.
It's nice.
I haven't gone out to a bar in a long time. I've gone to a couple sit down restaurants here and there.
Yeah.
They're just outdoor seating, but nothing like just a bar sit down.
Yeah.
Call up a buddy hey, let's meet up at the bar tonight or whatever.
How intoxicated on a scale of 1 to holy? Not that. 3, 4. I can sing. I feel okay.
Are we turning this into a karaoke stream now? Is that what's happening?
No, I don't know.
I'm always game.
I know you've been around for a few of my streams late at night and so forth because you're West Coast and everything. Have you been around when I've just randomly people will post song lyrics in chat and they know that I'll just automatically start singing them?
Oh, dude, I haven't caught any of those yet actually, but I'm definitely the same way. If people start talking about a song or ask me to sing a song, chances are I'm gonna sing it. I'm not even drunk.
Just last night, I don't think it was might have been Justin here. What's up, Justin? Who's early in the morning, rising to the street. I'm like, God damn it, Justin! You can't just write things like that in the chat because I'm gonna sing them. Damn it.
Well, and even for me too, it doesn't even have to be intentionally song lyrics. It can just be, they say something that happens to be also a song.
Remind you of it, yeah.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's a song. Let me sing that real quick.
Exactly.
They're just that's when they get the comments no, Captain, stop, my ears.
No, I can't help it, man. After I get a couple drinks, and I don't always drink when I'm streaming. I always drink and or smoke though, because of a guarantee that I can make to you guys is not for good gameplay, not for top tier A level end game gameplay, but a guarantee that I can make to you is that I'll always be at least, somewhat intoxicated when I do stream. So
there it is.
Xander,
though, to answer your question, what did I get from Taco Bell? Most likely diarrhea. But I ordered 2 cheesy gordita crunches and then a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, baby.
Oh man, dude, the Baja Blast. I always love that.
So money.
That joke always goes with the Taco Bell, but I swear to God, I don't think it ever affects my stomach. So I don't know. Everyone always jokes about that, but honestly, I don't know if I'm just impervious to Taco Bell at this point. But yeah, it never really affects me.
Yeah. It's just sometimes it hits me, sometimes it doesn't.
It's actually fairly difficult in Seattle to find Taco Bell. Like you kind of have to go out of your way. So there's not a ton of fast food restaurants in Seattle proper. Like in the suburbs, there's plenty, but in order to get Taco Bell, I have to drive at least 15 minutes or so from where I live. Yeah. Anyways,
right.
Okay, so we should probably get going here.
Yeah.
Captain, I'm going to let you take the lead on this because I was telling him earlier, right before we got on, I did not actually get a chance to rewatch the episode because I was hanging out with my friends and having a good time. And so yeah, you just take the lead, and I'm gonna maybe pour myself another drink.
I figured I'm just gonna probably run arena tonight if that's cool. We can.
Do you just want to do arena? You don't want to do like incursions on Zone 7 or whatever?
Yeah, I think I'll stick to arena tonight. Make it just easier because I might get distracted doing incursions as well. We'll get the milestones another time for sure.
Okay, yeah. Then we got the.
All right.
I'm gonna need to relabel my stream, but that's fine. It's just.
What's up, Lags? Oh my bad.
That's fine. That's totally fine.
Hanging out with.
Can I change that in the description?
Yeah, you just hit edit.
Where do I go?
Go to if you have the live streaming YouTube studio part of it up.
Oh Jesus, I have to go there. Live streaming YouTube, edit. Spoiler warning. Wandavision, episode 6, incursions with hanging out with Captain.
Oh man. I mean, hey, it's always a good clickbait. It's fun. It's fun to clickbait people, though.
Fine.
You draw them in saying the incursions, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, incursions." Then we get here, so yeah, we already beat it. We just
right. We just were that good.
No time at all. We were that good. What's going on, Lags? And everyone, last chance, last spoiler warning. We're gonna start talking about the episode. So get out now if you don't want to know.
Get out while you can. If you don't know,
Big Blue showed up. I've been waiting 168 hours for this. I missed you. I missed you too. 168 hours. I assume that's a week.
Is that accurate? Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like that sounds pretty accurate. So.
Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah, I know. What 72 is 3 days.
Right. So twice were 144, and then 28 more hours. So yeah, that sounds right. That's
we can math.
He has done the math. Yeah.
We're not just pretty faces. We also can do math.
All right. Well, okay.
Might be debatable, though.
So we're gonna get. That's not debatable. Although, looking at your face, how are you gonna do beard gang raids?
Dude, I know.
What the hell happened there, man?
I was waiting for someone to mention it. So before I go any further, I guess I should address the elephant in the room. Is the lack of beard.
The lack of the elephant in the room.
So
yeah.
It's still there. There's stubble. It's very, very faint. So I bought a new razor, like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Did you have a mishap?
The one I've been using had been like falling, it had been dying. So I was like, okay, I just need to get a new one. I had like one of those basic.
Did you accidentally set it on a setting 1 when you meant to set it on a setting 3? Is that what happened?
So this one that I bought, it came with a bunch of attachments, lot of attachments, and I was like trying to experiment, figure out like which ones are used for what, and like which guard length I like, and all that kind of stuff, and. Yeah, there was a little bit of a slip up on one of the guards, and I cut one area a little shorter than I intended. So rather than just leaving like a patch, I was like, well,
classic.
I guess I gotta go all the way.
This is
so not all. At least it's not like bare.
Yeah, this is exactly why I instituted the do not shave or trim your beard after you've gotten stoned rule. Which
see, I wish I could say I was under the influence of anything.
No, because
I was 100% sober when it happened.
I mean, it's probably been like a decade now that I've had that rule in place. But honestly, there was a time back in the day where I was just super stoned and was like, nope, that's a setting 1, not a setting 3, and just shaved right into it, and yeah, so.
Big Blue says overlay should be changed to smallest beard. Lags says, what happened to you, Obi-Wan? I know, Obi-Wan is gone.
Yeah, I mean, hey guys, if you want to see a beard, and apparently a dog, God, Zoe, cut it out.
Zoe's taking over the stream.
You can come over here, but yeah.
All right,
so you get going.
Without further ado, guys, I think we have.
I'm not going to listen to you for like a solid minute here, so.
Fine, that's fine. All right, so
go.
Final chance, guys. Get out of the stream if you want to. If you don't know, but 3, 2, 1. Let's talk about episode 6. So it started off. This is the episode that takes place in the 90s / early 2000s. We get the intro to the theme song at the beginning. There's a new theme song like they've done for every episode, and this one was kind of more themed around like Malcolm in the Middle, which is a show that I never really watched myself, but I'm aware of it and what it was. And a couple things in the intro, you see Agnes is part of the intro now, clearly just showing that she's more of an important character to the show. If we didn't already think she is. And it shows on her butt as she goes by her screen. It says naughty. Also tells me that she's probably more evil than she's implying, or just naughty, you know? She's naughty. And then the last lyric to the intro song that I found actually kind of interesting. They said, "Let's keep it going, though it may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play. Let's keep it going, though there may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play." So basically just saying like, let's keep this going, let's keep this act up of what's going on, and you never know who might show up. It basically is what I took that as. So I thought that was kind of interesting wordplay. Is Reed coming? I don't know, man. I don't know. You have to sell your cabin anymore as a punishment? No, I can't do that. Okay, we're gonna see the engineer. I hope so. Yeah. I hope so. I hope that's in this episode. So then it flashes to the kids breaking the fourth wall, essentially like talking to the cameras. Again, like Malcolm in the Middle. And I think that was the name of the show, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. And they talk about their uncle Pietro, who is passed out on the couch, and they imply that one of the kids thinks that he might be a vampire. And this was the first hint in the episode to me that this version of Pietro isn't 100% like the actual version, like not the actual Quicksilver. Like something's off about this Quicksilver. As much as I wanted to just be like, cool, it's him, mutants, it's all, we have mutants in the MCU now. I think there's something shady going on with this, with Pietro, and I have a bunch of points that kind of go through at the end that we'll talk about. And so like they talk about him being a vampire, and then he wakes up and he jumps at them, and one of the things he says to them, he scares them, and he says, "Blood is thicker than water, I show you." And then he pretends to like kill them, like right off the bat, like that's really dark. And what does that mean? Like, it's obviously Halloween, so that's kind of what he's trying to play it off as, I guess. But yeah, it was very, very strange. All right, just throw on a team here. Then Wanda comes down in her Sokovian fortune teller outfit, obviously the original Scarlet Witch costume from the comics. Then Vision is wearing the Mexican wrestler costume, also his original costume. And then Pietro mentioned something about Halloween from when they were kids, and Wanda doesn't 100% remember it going that day. She's kind of like questioning it. She's like, this is the first time.
And then
she kind of
Ronan comes in with his hammer and he smacks Thanos straight out of the Thanos copter. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
just sorry.
Yep. No, you're good. And then Squirrel Girl showed up, and then she just killed everything.
Sorry. Continue. Sorry. No.
But yeah, so Pietro brings up Halloween from when they were kids, and she implies that she doesn't 100% remember it the way that he's describing it. And this was kind of the first time in the episode where she's kind of questioning him again. In case you missed it, I was saying that I feel like something's off about Pietro, and that he's not actually who he says he is.
But like, who do you think he could be? Like, if he was someone else, would that?
I don't know if it's he's
Another character
he's
from
either
the
being
Marvel
controlled-
universe.
could be, or he's being controlled by someone,
But
or
who would that be? I haven't heard any speculation.
certainly not
who?
Mephisto. Or
What? No, Mephisto? No, you're
It
kidding.
could never. Yeah. So let's see. So yeah. Then Vision says he has to go on his neighborhood watch duties, which later we find out he was lying to her about.
Yeah, and at the
Wanda
time
kind of-
she's questioning him. Yeah.
Yeah, she kind of freaks out. She's just like, wait, that's not what you're supposed to do. Kind of like the whole, like, oh, she's in control of everything, but he's not doing what she's wanting him to do. So maybe showing that Vision is kind of, breaking off from that and being able to be more self-aware of what's going on. Then he obviously tries to, like, play along, because there's the scene right before that where he mentions that, yeah, this was the only thing that was in my closet. And then she kind of looks at him like, oh, is that a problem? He's like, oh, no, of course not.
Yeah.
And then as he's leaving, he looks at Wanda and very mysteriously tells her, says, Wanda, be good. Just kind of like okay, what's that mean?
But there's definitely, like, they both definitely know something is up with the other one, for sure.
Yeah, they're both suspicious of, like, what's going on, I feel like, in that moment. And then as he leaves, she turns around, and Pietro's right in her face and scares the crap out of her, and she screams like a little girl. And so yeah, that was kind of another point that just kind of odd. Something's odd about Pietro. Just kind of weird. Like, why? Okay, I guess just Halloween, just trying to jump scare your sis, I guess.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah. Then we jump over to the real world on the outside of the Hex. And there's the big scuffle with Hayward yelling at Monica, telling her that she's been, like, defending all of these...
Defending all these, super powered people.
And then basically just says, get out of here. Let's get her out of here, and the other two as well. So
which it just
will get swung into the mix too, and it's just like, well, okay.
I know we're doing the breakdown before we go into, like, whatever, but at the same time, I got to stop you there because that scene seemed forced in a way, didn't you think? Like, it seemed a little off. Like,
yeah, something's definitely off with Hayward. Like, he definitely was. Like, they kind of even mentioned it, imply it later on. They were saying just like he was looking for a way to get us out of there.
Yeah,
like,
it's
he's clearly up to
why?
something.
What did he
and
know?
Doesn't want them to know about it. And I have an idea of what that might be, which I'll get to.
Okay, later. Okay,
a little bit later, yeah. But also, before that, also we see they bring in that drone back in that they flew in from the last episode that Wanda destroyed and threw back to them. And it was still glowing with that red glow around it.
like Wanda energy.
Yeah, so whatever's going on there. And then we get Agent Wu, as they're getting escorted out, goes full badass mode and just kicks the crap out of them. This was one of the most unexpected, just like,
Yeah, I did not see that coming at all.
Agent Wu, where'd that come from, man?
I thought it was
seemed like a goofy, nerdy guy. But...
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's the first one who's just down with let's just jump these mofos plan, you know?
I guess he is a FBI agent, so he is trained
right. Yeah,
kind of like hand-to-hand combat and that kind of stuff. So that was pretty cool.
It was the thing that got me a little bit though is you could see extras in the background of that scene, and
they're just not doing anything.
Yeah,
they're just like, oh yeah, look at this.
Nobody just noticed that. Yeah,
I did kind of noticed. I was like,
it was a little weird because I'm like,
that was kind of right in the open, and someone should have seen that.
Well, it's one of those things that leads me with this show to wonder if there's something with that. You know what I mean? Because like, is there some kind of control of people outside of the Hex too, or is there something going on? Because they're so meticulous about everything they do in the show, these little things leading to these little things, and so forth, that when something happens like that I could just be like, is that bad writing? Like, or did they screw that up? I'm like, instead my brain is like, I don't know, maybe that's part of the plan. Is there something going on? Are people outside of the Hex being controlled? What's the deal here? You know? So it's interesting.
I forgot to mention, going back, not about WandaVision, but about my razor. It came with a nose trimmer attachment.
Yeah.
And I tried that out for the first time.
How'd you feel about that?
Dude, it tickled so much, and my nose is like all like itchy. It feels weird now. So if I keep touching my nose, guys, I'm sorry.
Be prepared to sneeze more often than usual, I would say.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I have sneezed since then. I might have like once. Yeah, just kind of random. I just noticed I was touching my nose a lot, and before someone comments and says, "Stop touching your nose." It's like, well, just feels off right now. I've never shaved the inside of my nose before. Anyways, too much information. I'm sorry, but moving on. Back to they jump back into the Halloween, so now they're out trick or treating, and another hint at something, a Pietro being someone else, and all these hints are hinting toward, a demon or a, evil entity that may or may not live in hell. And this time he yells as the kids as they run off to go trick or treating. He says, "Unleash hell, demon spawn."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much more blatant it can get,
Right?
so this is just like the biggest call out to the comics, where Mephisto is like a huge part of bringing Wanda's kids to life. Like, they are literally demon spawn. He spawns the children in the comics. So, I mean, if that's just a call out, I'll be shocked. But I feel like either this just means that he is being controlled by Mephisto, and Mephisto is telling him what to do or something. But yeah, that was that. And then Wanda starts questioning him again, and just because she's just like a little confused, and she's like, "Why do you look different?" And
well, yeah, she's kind of asking the questions that the audience would be asking, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on? Why are you different? Why do you remember things differently?
Yeah. So, let's see. And then as the kids run away to go trick or treating with him, they drop another huge. I don't even know what to call this, as a fan service or just a little like kind of nod to the actor's previous stuff, but they say "kick ass," and then
right, Evan Peters.
Once they run away, she looks at the screen, or she looks like confused and just goes, "Huh, kick ass." Which, if you don't know, there's a movie. Excuse me. Oh, soda burp. Called Kick Ass, that both actors who have played Quicksilver from the MCU and the Fox universe, the one that's
Evan
now
Peters, yeah.
Evan Peters, they were both in that movie. They were like the two main characters in that movie. So, does that mean that, like, does she recognize them as being in that from those movies?
No, I don't think it's that. I think that's totally.
Is it just like a funny nod?
That's 100% just a fan service nod. Yeah. They wrote in, the writers put in, being clever. I like that too. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Let me see what people are saying in the comments real quick. I'm not meaning to ignore your guys' comments. I'm just trying to get through this, and then we can get to all the questions, though.
Well, I mean, you got a good structure. You have a nice outline for everything.
I'm trying to be organized, guys. I legit, like, I showed it earlier, but I've got like 3 pages of notes today. So,
like,
we're almost past page 1.
We're practically a Wandavision or Disney Plus YouTube channel at this point.
I'm not going to say
both channels just like 100%.
I'm not going to say they're going to ask for us to be like,
move over new rock stars.
I mean, if they don't,
or that they haven't already asked us, and we're just waiting to work it out with legal. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a contract on the table. Let's just say that.
It's fine,
okay.
It's fine. All right. So.
So then, after the kick-ass comment, she walks up to Herb, who is on the neighborhood watch at the moment, and she's just kind of talking with him. And he's dressed up as Frankenstein. And she says, he starts getting notification that something bad's going on, stuff's going on like around the neighborhood, and it's whatever Quicksilver and the kids are doing, but he's saying it all before it actually happens, which I don't really know what that's implying, or if it was meant to be just like a fun.
No, he's not saying it before it happens. He's like, it literally happens a half a second before he starts saying it. Right?
So it happens after. He'll say, "Oh, pumpkins got smashed," and then they all get smashed. Everyone's covered in silly string, then everyone gets covered in
I thought he was saying it like at the same time, like the things were happening like a half a second before he said something about it.
No, it all happens after he says it.
Okay.
So it's kind of I don't know what that implies or what. So yeah, there's that. Please read my last. All right, one second. Let's see here.
I have a question. Can you change time zones, or is that banned? Like, do you mean in the game, Leo? You can.
I think he's thinking like change the time zone to watch the show earlier. Is that what you mean? Maybe. I don't think that's how it works. It drops at the same time no matter what, unless like you live somewhere and it doesn't normally get dropped at 12 p.m. Pacific or 12 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
If it drops later time, because I think I've had people in the watch parties later on that are just like, oh, it hasn't dropped for me yet, and so maybe that's
Yeah.
what it is. And he's saying like, I
Gotcha.
want
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. I would assume if you have something like a VPN, then you can probably. You just have to change that to something different. I don't. Like in Australia, it's Friday. Yeah, it's already Friday for you.
Right, but it's based off of the U.S. time zones and everything. So like you don't.
Yeah, whatever.
You can't get it any quicker than whatever
Midnight,
time.
my
Whatever time it
time
releases,
is
your
you, I
time
think-
is the time that it releases.
I think Australia's like 5 or 6 hours behind us, but technically they're a day
No,
ahead
it's
of
longer
us.
than that. Yeah.
Well, no, it's like they're a day ahead of us, but in like time.
Oh my god, dog.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. No, I'm in the U.S., but I want to watch it in Australia.
It doesn't come.
It doesn't come out earlier in Australia.
It comes out at one
Out
time.
at the same time.
Yeah, at
around
the same
whole
time
world.
around the whole world.
Whatever time it is in that time zone, that's what time it comes out.
Is this the question we're actually answering? Is this what's going on right
I'm
now?
moving on. I'm moving on.
Sorry, man, Leo, you cracked me up. That's great.
So after
not how time zones
Herb
work.
starts talking about what's happening, he mentions that she kind of freaks out and is like looking for Vision. He's like, "Oh, Vision's not on duty. He's not doing anything." And then she's like, "Oh, he was lying to me. What the heck?" And then he asks
Yeah, which
her
thanks a lot,
kinda
Herb.
awkwardly, kind of like how in episode 5,
Way to be a
when
wing dude, Herb.
Agnes was kind of like, "Should we redo that take?" Herb has kind of a moment here where he's kind of like, "Is there something I can do? Is there something?"
Yeah, there's something I can do for you, Wanda?
Kind of showing that
Come on, dog.
either he's in on this with Agnes or something, or maybe everyone is somewhat self-aware of what is happening, and he kind of realized like, I don't want to piss this chick off because she's gonna go crazy.
No, but Herb is different.
Right.
I
Yeah,
feel
'cause
like
he also had that moment a few episodes ago where he was gonna say something to Vision, we're all whatever, and then Agnes cut him off.
Yeah, so I feel like he stands out differently from other characters in the show. Like he knows something at least. There's some difference. There's something that makes him different compared to everybody else.
Yeah. So Samuel
Jacob.
binge watched WandaVision last weekend. My wife is hooked on it. Yeah, it's so good. It's kind of like part of me is jealous of the people who are waiting because then they can just binge it all in one sitting pretty much. They don't have to wait from week to week. But there's also that fun suspenseness of like, I don't even know if that's a word, but just having to like
No.
wait and
I'm gonna go with
speculate
no.
about what's coming and what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Yeah, no, dude,
I like it
I-
all, but yeah.
I 100% feel that because it's one of the things I've talked about with other people because there's lots of people who just love to watch it all at once and marathon it. And I've talked to people like in my alliance and whatever who are just like, no, I'm waiting for all the episodes to come out and then I'll marathon it all at once. I'll just try to avoid
I have a
spoilers
buddy
until
who
then.
did that. He did that with Mandalorian, and so
Mhm.
he said he's doing it again with WandaVision now. And
Yeah, no, and that's
All
like
right,
I
you know,
respect it. That's cool. That's fine and everything. But one of the things that I love the most about a show when it does come out weekly, or there's a break between the seasons or whatever. I mean, I guess there's always a break between the seasons, but that kind of show is that you get the speculation talk and you go to like Reddit and check out the WandaVision subreddit, and it's all memes of.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever, like it's Captain America and the Winter Soldier running past Falcon saying on your left, or whatever, that kind of thing. And Falcon's like, don't say it. And Captain America last time runs by and he's like, Mephisto, you know, like just stupid things like that. I that's one of the things I like the most about having the weekly release format.
Yeah, and then we get to do things like this where we
Yeah,
all
it's
speculate
fun.
and we go crazy and fun.
Yeah. Mephisto.
So after her conversation with Herb, we flash to Vision, who's wandering through the town, a bunch of trick-or-treaters running around, and then he notices there's this one house where there's this lady that's frozen in time. Well, not frozen in time, but she's like stuck in a loop. And then the guy behind her is like in a loop of like putting something on the ground and coming back and putting something on the ground. So he's just like, what the heck's going on here? That's odd.
Yeah, because this woman is just trying to put the
With her
clothes,
laundry up.
laundry up on the
Halloween lights,
clothesline.
decorations or
Whatever the
something.
heck it is. And she's just stuck trying to do it over and over again, like in a GIF kind of format, you know?
Big Blue says Vision lying to Wanda about the neighborhood watch is going to bite him in the ass. Do not lie to your woman, especially when they have insane superpowers. Yeah, probably not the smartest,
I mean,
but
yeah.
we'll see what happens with that. So then it flashes to the commercial break, and this. I'm going to quickly go through the commercial break now, and then we'll dive into what its meaning is later. But this one was probably the most disturbing one they've done. It was the Yo Magic commercial break, basically instead of yogurt.
I mean, the other ones weren't really disturbing at all. They were.
Yeah, they weren't. The other ones aren't really disturbing. This one was dark.
This you were like, oh shit.
So there's this dude stranded on an island talking about how he's sad and depressed or something, and then the shark pops up and offers him Yo Magic.
And it's like a Yo Play Yogurt
this
kind
is
of
going to
thing.
be your solution, and do for this. And
like
blah,
a
blah,
cup
blah.
of whatever.
Hands him the Yo Magic yogurt. Kid tries to open it, and he's stuck trying to open it, and then time is like going over and over, and then gradually his face decays into nothing, and then he becomes a skull, and he's dead.
Yeah, it's like the scene from the Indiana Jones Last Crusade where the guy
and he
ages
is
super
literally,
rapidly and whatever.
Or like
and
Red
the whole
Skull
time,
getting shot.
yeah, the whole time that he's doing it, he's trying to get into the yogurt container, but he can't do it.
Yeah.
Like it's a very like it's super dark.
Yeah, very, very dark. So we'll get into the meaning of that in a bit here. So then we go back to the Halloween town, the Halloween extravaganzas, whatever. It's Wanda and Pietro walking away from a movie theater, and on the movie theater board, billboard on the back or whatever, it says The Incredibles and The Parent Trap are playing, which kind of odd that because neither of those movies, or one, are Halloween kind of movies, but two, they didn't come out around the same time. So I think that was just to kind of show like what time this episode is kind of taking place in, like the late 90s and then the early 2000s, because that's when those two movies came out. Incredibles, obvious, it's a movie about a super powered family, which is Wandavision and their kids. They're a family full of superpowers.
Right.
Parent Trap, I don't 100% get the reference on that. I know what the movie is, obviously. I've seen the movie before, but I don't really get how it pertains to this situation. Obviously, there's two kids are trying to get their parents back together.
Yeah, I have not. Well, I mean, so I guess
it's showing like in the Parent Trap, the parents are divided, and in this, Wanda and Vision are slowly kind of like
right. Well, they talk about it in the episode where because the kids when they're breaking the fourth wall, when the because the kids are Tommy, is it Tommy or Billy? I forget which one is breaking the fourth wall and just saying, our parents have been a little right now, you know, like so it's probably just alluding to that or something.
I don't really get the commercial breaks at the end of every episode. Yeah, so I'll go into the commercial breaks. Big Blue's implying in something that is a video theory that I thought about, that I saw after last week's or episode 5, and then it played again into this week's episode, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we'll talk about that theory about each commercial representing a different Infinity Stone, which I
well, yeah, we talked about that last week a little bit.
Yeah. So we'll go over that again. So then after the commercial break, we were there. Yeah, so they're talking about the Incredibles and Parent Trap are playing. Then Pietro mentions how it basically becomes like obvious that he's self-aware of kind of what's going on around him. He mentions that he's brought in for like the special holiday episode to stir up trouble.
Yeah, I'm the bro. I'm brought in to stir up trouble.
Ultimately give you grief was kind of the last thing he said there. It was kind of like, again, another thing like why, what I was saying earlier, I don't think he's 100%, you might say he is, like why would you just fly like, oh yeah, I'm here to give you grief, like sucks for you. I don't know. They mentioned the accents, they call out the accents, like what happened to your accent, which is just kind of a meta meme for Wanda, because from the first Age of Ultron, she had the super strong Sokovian accent.
Yeah, that was actually a great part, was when they talked about the accents. And he's like, I don't know, what happened to your accent?
Yeah.
Once again, just doing exposition and whatever for the fans, you know, which is fantastic. Ashley saying Malcolm in the Middle at its best, breaking those walls. Yeah, this whole episode, that's the breakdown I watched from like Emergency Awesome, talking about how this was all kind of based Malcolm in the Middle style, you know?
Yep. Pietro mentions how he remembers getting shot in the street like a chump, and then next thing he knew, he heard her calling and knew that she needed him. So kind of showing that he has the memories of the Pietro Quicksilver from the main MCU, but he looks like Quicksilver from the Fox universe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of mind trippy to think
about. He was reskinned.
Yeah, you basically reskin, recast it, and everything. Then we get the kids. We see the first kid. Again, I can't remember which one is which. The one that's fast and has
Well, they're
super
twins.
speed.
to
See, he
be
has his
fair.
powers. That is pretty cool. And later we get the other twin getting his powers as well. Wanda tells the kids not to pass Ellis Street, which is where the X border ends.
Yeah, so I think, okay, God damn it, guys. Somebody out there knows who is the speedy one and who is the one with the magical witch powers, right?
Billy and Tommy and Wiccan and Speed. I don't know which one's
right,
which. I know
well, obviously
names.
Speed is the speedy
which.
one, but like, which is Speed? Tommy or Billy? Somebody knows this. Come on, tell us, please.
Yeah, someone in the chat, please.
Provide this information.
Noobs of knowledge. Actually, he said he didn't know who Vision is.
I mean, I guess I could just Google it too. I do have my.
Yeah, that's actually a good point too. He mentions. So yeah, he clearly doesn't have all of the memories of the original Quicksilver from the MCU, because someone in my chat, Nick, just pointed out that he didn't recognize Vision, even though he met Vision in Age of Ultron.
Yeah, that's. So yeah,
he would.
right.
No, he should know who.
He would.
Vision.
Yeah.
Billy is Wiccan.
Okay.
Tommy is Speed. Is my chat? My chat is telling me.
Okay.
Okay, so Billy has magic powers. Wiccan has.
Wiccan. Hey.
Or sorry, not Wiccan. Tommy. Tommy has speed.
So Tommy's the speedy one. Billy's the witchy one.
Billy has Wanda's powers, basically.
Zoe, chill out.
Okay. Try to remember that, guys. No promises.
Wait, Tommy's fast. Billy is a witch.
Tommy's fast. Billy's a witch. Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to like wordplay in my mind. Like Billy. I don't know. So yeah,
time space continuum Tommy, because that's I said time space continuum Tommy, because he gets with speed, yeah, and
okay.
And
Billy's weird. Billy's weird. Billy the weird Wiccan. Got it.
Billy the weird Wiccan. Okay, there you go. Sweet.
I don't know.
Yeah, what Sarge is saying? Chill, Zoe. Chill out. All right, so continue.
So then we go back to the real world and we flash into the trio of what's her name? Monica, Agent Wu, and Darcy trying to break in.
Which is kind of fun that they're all teamed up.
Yeah, and they're trying to get into the files and find out what data they're hiding from them.
This is the part where I would say it actually is bad writing on the part of the show, because they have that scene where Darcy's like, let me just hack into that. It'll take me 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm in.
What? You have a degree in like you're like an astrophysicist. Fuck off. You're not a hacker. Give me a break.
They didn't have to like sneak by. They didn't show them having to like lure away any guards or anything.
No, they're just all of a sudden in the building.
The giant area where all these computers are was just wide open. Like.
And then she's all of a sudden a hacker. Like, let me do this real quick. Click, 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 bloop, blop. You know. And I was talking to my friends earlier, saying how all you would have to do that differently would be to say, hey, they haven't changed the security codes yet, I'm still allowed access, or something like. I had an even briefer line than that, but like all you gotta do is say something like that just completely covers it, and you avoid all the just silliness. But anyways,
Torch in my chat saying one's fast, one's weird. In the words of Iron Man himself, he's fast and she's weird.
That's true. Yeah, that is the movie. No.
So then after she hacks in very easily, she finds out that they are tracking Vision. So they're not tracking Wanda, they're tracking Vision. Which
his decay rate, they're tracking the decay rate of vibranium or something?
Yeah, they're tracking vibranium. So me is just saying they're probably wanting to get Vision back to continue whatever they were doing on him prior to Wanda breaking him out. So that's why their focus is to get Vision out of there.
Well, yeah, they probably were doing something. Yeah, because they were definitely doing something shady with him, right? Like, because in the comics it was the sword is the sentient world observation R&D, research and development, whatever the hell it is. And in this one they changed it to the sentient weapon. and
they change it
then
from world to weapon.
they show Wanda going and getting Vision out of there. So I feel like that's a pretty significant change where they're working on weapons
it's not
specifically.
for nothing that they changed the major word of the major organization from the comics like that.
Yeah, so I think it's probably that they're trying to create weapons from Vision, and so obviously they're going to be more focused on getting him back. Like, they don't care if Wanda dies. They don't care if Vision kind of gets messed up because they're studying him at like an atomic level anyways, right?
Oh, Xander, you corrected me. Yes, that was Agent Hill actually that said that, not Iron Man. Sorry. Yeah. So then we get going back to Vision.
Is Agent Hill in Age of Ultron? Really? I don't remember.
Yeah, it's Agent Hill that says it. I remember that now. Vision goes back. We go back to Vision, and he's exploring more of the town that's frozen in time. And he eventually flies up into the space and looks in the sky and looks around, and sees that half the town is bright and alive, and the other half is just basically looking like it's dead. Then he flies to the border of town where he meets Agnes in a car. And again, this was a scene that, to me, is implying that Agnes knows more about what's going on than she's been led us believe. Because prior to this, it seemed like the further people got to the border, the more frozen and stuck they were, and like they couldn't move. Like, you even see the lady that's crying earlier.
Yeah, well, it's just a matter of they're like not as necessary for the story because they're further away, and they're further away from Wanda's power base or whatever, or where she's at, I guess, or something. Because like, I guess they make it out to be the center of the town, not just that Wanda's the center of the power.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's the very border of the street that Wanda told them not to cross or whatever.
Yep.
Right?
And it's weird though that she's able to move and respond to Vision after everyone else that he previously tried to talk to or do anything with.
Well, but she does. Yeah, but she does. Or I mean, he does rather unlock her, right? The same way.
No, but before he does, he asks, he's like, Agnes, what are you doing here? She starts talking and moving before he actually awakens.
Right, like, yeah, so there is
so
that.
Like, why is she able to respond and everything, but while no one else was able to?
Like, are you suggesting that she's more powerful than the normal human beings in the town?
I'm thinking that she's there's something fishy about her. Like, she's in on something.
She's one of the main characters on the show?
Nobody that's in the town. She obviously knew in the previous episode again that something went off, and she says, should we retake that? Like that. Plus, she always shows up whenever they need something. She's always right there on the spot. She was there when both the kids when they aged up. She's been there for a lot of the moments. She was in the opening credits this episode, and on her butt it said naughty. So there's something strange going on with her, and this just really made me feel like either she was acting and that she wasn't actually frozen. So then when Vision,
I don't think she was though. I think she still is under the control to a certain extent. Yeah. I mean, because obviously we had the last episode where she just comes out and says, "Do you want me to do that again? Do you want me to take it again?" or whatever. Like she's just an actor on the show, right? Yeah. So she's obviously more aware, but that could also be part of her character on the show, kind of, you know, like the role that Wanda wants her to play. Yeah,
there's something's off with her, I think, and we'll hopefully find out. If not, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but that's what happened with her. And then so she says,
"Should I call you?"
Recognize Vision is. She's like, "Oh, you're an Avenger. You're Vision. Are you here to help us?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm here to help you. I'm Vision, but I don't know what an Avenger is."
Yeah.
So really, Vision
like,
doesn't remember, which even implied that he doesn't remember anything before Westview, as he said in previous episodes. So, of course, he doesn't remember who the Avengers are. She's not letting him remember any of that. So then she's like, "Well, am I dead? Because you are." And he's just like, "What do you mean? What?" So that's kind of a crazy. So that could also be a part where she's trying to freak out Vision so that he goes off on Wanda. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's like she seemed genuinely terrified. You know,
she did, or she could be acting. Because then at the end of it is very strange. That once he says like, I want to help you," and she's just like, "Oh, if you can't, all hope is lost." And then she just starts laughing, and it's a very like witch, like evil laugh, like out of nowhere. Like why are you laughing if you're saying everything's doomed.
Well, what was it she repeated over and over again was that he was dead, right? She just repeated that over and over again?
Yeah, she says, you're dead. You're dead, dead. Yeah, it was like, laying on her, jeez.
Yeah. Well, like, she obviously... I don't know. I feel like it was... Like, she definitely was traumatized. Like, she I still think is gonna have, you know, probably be Agatha Harkness like everyone predicts and have more powers and stuff. But I feel like whatever spell the town is under, if that's just Wanda or if there's a greater Mephisto or something to it, that she is still also under that power. Maybe she got sent in the same way that Monica did, but then, so while they retain something from the outside world, maybe, you know, she still is overtaken by whatever the power is, like a greater power, you know? Yeah, anyway, so she's there, and we have that scene, and he then kind of snaps her back to the WandaVision reality.
Yeah,
and
puts her
like,
back and then says, I'll fix this. And
you should go
then
home.
starts walking to the border of town.
So she like turns around and goes back towards the center of town, and he starts walking to the border. Yeah, okay. Where are we at?
So then it goes back to Monica and the trio there, and she pops onto her phone and says, my contact came through. Let's go meet him. And she confirms that it is a he, which previously I had speculated that, well, I heard someone speculate about it, and then I mentioned it last week that it could be a girl, because I guess in the Spanish subtitles version, it referred to her friend as a she, or as a female, like feminine
Pronoun.
Yeah. Pronoun. How because Spanish is, you know, if it ends in an O or an A, it's all
L or la. Yes.
Yeah. So then now we have confirmation that it is indeed a guy. So it's not a girl. So that limits that, you know, narrows it down to who it could be. I guess I still don't totally know. We can kind of theorize about that later. I'm actually getting destroyed by a thing right now.
It's Adam Brashear. It's Blue Marvel. That's who it is. Final answer.
Blue Marvel could be one. Reed Richards, but I feel like that'd be a really kind of lame way to introduce.
Yeah, I don't think that's what it is.
I feel like they need a movie and just like a big, like all four of them.
So you're getting destroyed, and I can't even fight in the arena because I have to fend off this dog constantly.
I came out of it.
Where's River?
Surprisingly, she's not in here. She was out eating when I started.
Not bothering you for once.
I haven't heard her scratching at the door if she has been, so maybe I just ignored her. Then we did.
Oh, I'd love it if I could ignore the dog, but she keeps coming up and growling at me and jumping on the couch and whatever. We were literally just outside before this dog. And you've had treats, multiple, in the last how many ever minutes? I'm not giving you anything else. Go settle down.
So after she gets the text message, she says, all right, let's go. Darcy says you can't go back through the border. It's been changing your it's been changing your cells on a molecular level, which that be implying that maybe she's now a mutant, because that's like, maybe it's activating her mutant gene,
right?
Or something like that. That might be the route they're going to introduce mutants. But then that'd be kind of weird, because it's like, oh, do the mutants only come from entering this weird hex?
Right. I don't think like those 3,000 people are going to be the only mutants in the universe. You know,
came up with to like give her powers or something. So.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to get her powers as Photon or whatever. Yeah. And her shit's been changed, and they were telling her like, hey, you know, your DNA's been messed with. You go back in there, there's no idea what can happen. And she's like, yeah, but I love weird stuff, so I'm going back in here. And then they're all like, cool. So, you know, she's definitely going to get her powers. And I think we have to get mutants out of this whole thing, but it still is really interesting to see where it goes. Ashley saying, but also, why didn't he just talk to his wife? He would rather fall apart to see what's going on than be direct. For Vision, yeah. Well, then there wouldn't be any drama. You know?
Well, he tried to ask her, and
he did. And that's true. They did, and they kind of got into a fight.
Why are you doing this? Like, what's going on? And she mentions, like, I don't know how this started. She says again later this episode when she's talking to Pietro, she again repeats, like, I don't know how I did any of this.
Yeah, she does. She says she doesn't know how she did it. That's true.
So, yeah. And then so they leave to go meet her contact, which again. Hopefully we find out tonight who that contact is. I thought that was going to be special too. Hopefully we find out who that contact is. But Darcy decides to stay behind because she says there's something on here that, you know, there's something more going on here, and she wants to find out.
And then they just leave her.
And so then she just stays. And then
she's
later
a computer hacker with an astrophysics degree.
So that fight up terribly. I need to turn the page one more time to the last page of my note.
Just as a side note, the Terminator T800 has joined my chat, and so
does he know the ending of WandaVision?
He said, "Sorry, I'm late," so I would assume that he does.
I mean, if you're late for you, that's on time, right?
He's from the future, so
you technically tune in whenever you want.
I kind of love it though. It's original Terminator picture, and the name is Terminator T800. Like, I love it. Sorry, I'm late.
The next episode is Friday, right? Technically Friday,
like 4 hours
at midnight.
Wait.
Though. So yeah, in
5 hours.
Yeah, four.
Oh yeah, 4. We're 8.
Yeah, 4 hours from now, the episode should be dropping. I
And
think
so
Disney would do a devil character, so probably Nightmare is a safe bet. See, I keep hearing people say that, but I don't see why they wouldn't do it. I know everyone keeps saying the whole China thing, but
a couple people in my stream talk about Nightmare too. Justin is talking about.
Yeah, Nightmare is another option.
Justin is talking about Chthon. Is that how you pronounce it? Chthon. He's been rambling on about this for like 15 comments now, so I got to read one of them. Chthon is using the Darkhold, making a false. Damn it! I think there's a word missing there. So she has her guard, so he can take over. He wants her body as his new vessel. He wants her power.
Don't we all want her body? I mean, what?
Well, I know James does, certainly. He's making all sorts of comments. Hey, easy, Zoe. Apparently Zoe wants her body too, so what are you going to do? Wow, we've also been joined by Human Torch. This is amazing.
Nice.
The secret person she's talking to is probably my sister's husband. That makes perfect sense, yeah.
So then we go back to Wanda and Pietro. And Pietro says, "Damn it! If Westview, New Jersey, isn't charming as hell." Which people have
once again,
him comparing Westview to hell because he's Mephisto,
right? Or
some demon or something
somehow related.
That knows what hell is like.
It seems very specific. Like it's too many things to not be.
There's enough references to demons and hell.
Yeah, there's got to be something
for it to not be a coincidence.
Either that, or they're just really good at trolling fans.
Even going back to previous episodes where they said the devil is in the details, and then Agatha goes, "That's not the only place he is."
Yeah,
there's been lots of mentions.
Lots of things.
So if you guys think we're crazy for talking, okay, well that's awkward.
Okay, hell.
Gonna
which arena are you doing?
It's a 5-star.
I figured I would get.
I haven't done any fights, so I'm trying to get on my instrument right now.
I've done. Yeah, I'm getting on the instrument. Dude, I'm like 6 rounds in. I've done nothing. I'm doing the Hearts arena thing though again.
Oh, gotcha. I already did, I believe. Then Pietro mentions their mom and dad, which was I think the second time they've mentioned, or second or third time they've mentioned their mom and dad. So could be just more references to that we might end up seeing a version of their parents later on in the season. Because earlier in the season, we had 2 mentions of the brother, Pietro, before he showed up on the season. And then he showed up. And now they've mentioned the parents a couple times, so who knows, we might get the parents. Because like I said also in the opening intro, the very last line of this week's episode said... Let me see. Go back in my notes. They said, "Let's keep it going, though there may be no way of knowing who's coming by to play. Maybe no way of knowing who's coming by to play." That's not saying more random people are going to show up. Then I don't know what is. So
there's so many things to read into it.
I know. Yeah.
It's what makes it fun, though. You know.
Yeah, and this is when we get the conversation where he clearly knows more about what's actually going on than he probably should. Like somehow he knows that she's in control. She's controlling all this, and he's like, "How did all this start? Like, what's going on?"
And that's when she's like, "I don't know how it started," or whatever.
Yeah, he's not mad at her by any means. He's like impressed. He's like, "This is."
He's just like, "Nah, this is cool."
We come a lot further than having nightmares.
Doing little sparkly powers.
Yeah. He asks where all the kids have been hiding.
Probably had
that
them
was kind of a
in their
random one,
beds,
yeah, like,
whatever kind of thing.
Prior to this episode, it was all like adults, and now there's all of a sudden all these kids. Like, where did all these kids come from? Because it can confirm that these are actual real people. So, all these
Well, and I
kids
think
must
that
be
was
real.
going with the commercial earlier and the yo whatever the hell crap, and that
Magic?
yeah, because like basically what they're implying is that she had control of all these children, but she was just keeping them in a catatonic state, kind of in their beds, in their homes, because they weren't necessary in the television show that she was creating, you know? So, and that's why they were like, well, they're just starving to death because you're keeping them locked in a catatonic state in their bedrooms, or whatever. So, yeah, it's interesting that they just pop up all of a sudden out of nowhere and you got kids all over the place.
Yeah.
Psychoman. I don't know how. So I did go and I got the Psycho dude in arenas or whatever, the 5-star, just to make it easier to grind the whatever. But I don't think I like him at all. I don't think there's any purpose to him.
Yeah.
Did you play around with him at all on the like CCP beta? Ah, get out, dog! Come on, dog.
So yeah, he asks her, how did she do all this? She repeats like she did a vision that she doesn't know how it all started.
Yeah.
She just remembers feeling really alone and empty. And then next thing she knew, this was all going on. Basically. And then we get her like briefly look away and she's all sad. And then she glances back at him and we see another jump scare moment of dead Pietro looking like he got shot up again.
Yeah, the same way Vision.
That she saw Vision's dead body. She sees her brother's dead body now.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, oh gosh, please don't do any more of those. Those are creepy and disturbing.
Like, this is a Disney show. What are you doing?
Yeah. So then goes back to Darcy. And she's on the computers trying to look through all the classified documents and all that stuff because, you know, astrophysicists know how to
hacker, just
mentioned
100%, super easy.
And we see on screen she pulls up a file that's labeled Cataract, so Project Cataract, whatever this means. And then the subtitle underneath it says Classified Weapons Intel. So my guess is this is all the information about what they're planning to do with Vision's body, and that's why they're tracking Vision's body.
Right, so, it's Cataract, classified weapons, whatever, and that makes you think again of the sentient weapons.
Yep.
You know, research development division, whatever the hell it is.
Yep. Then we get Vision, who is approaching the border. He's pushing through. As he's breaking through the border, he slowly starts falling apart, basically meaning that Vision can't leave this protection.
Yeah, which is weird because, right, they go with, in the last episode, showing how Monica Rambeau's clothing was changed and came out and stayed changed. Yeah, right? But then Vision doesn't.
Come out there, it stayed the same. Well, essentially the same.
So Vision doesn't stay, and he doesn't, like, immediately die and, like, drop dead like a robot with the power turned off or something.
Yeah.
It's like the Hex is trying to pull him back in.
Yeah, so my theory now about what the Hex is that the Hex originally was built that's what is allowing Vision to be alive. So he can only survive as long as he's inside of this Hex.
Well, I think it's like the whole purpose of it, really.
Yeah, so that the whole purpose of the Hex beginning was to bring back Vision to life, and maybe the intention wasn't for it to take over control of this town. It was just to allow Vision to be alive.
Right.
But things got out of hand and it then expanded, and now it is what it is.
I see just a random comment here saying, if this show were for children, Wanda wouldn't be dressing like that, which just cracks me up because I've seen a lot of stuff about her costume and everything, and I didn't think it was that scandalous or anything, but
I didn't either.
I mean, the love for...
Personally enjoyed it.
The love...
I have her sitting right next to me.
The love for Elizabeth Olsen in that costume is pretty great, apparently. So
yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So also no one approaches to even help Vision. They all kind of stand there. And
what the hell, like, too? It's just like so all the people, the FBI agents and SWORD agents and whatever.
Yeah, they were probably wanting him to die, and then they could collect his body and do whatever they wanted with it. Is my guess. Because they saw that, oh, he can't leave. Sweet, this is perfect for us. We're gonna be able to get control of him now. So they just were letting it happen.
Or something. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird to like just see him like that and not have anyone help him.
Yeah. So then it flashes to Billy, right? Billy's the weird one.
Yes.
Billy, we get the reveal of his powers. He senses what's going on. He rushes over to his mom.
He's like, Mom, Dad is in trouble.
Oh, yeah, Dad's in trouble. And then...
What's that, lassie? Down by the well? Oh, no.
Yeah. And then we get another line from Quicksilver. Again, playing on the theme of this guy's off. There's something weird with him. He says, what? It's not like your dead husband can die again.
Yeah.
Can die twice. When there are so many things here. Like, first off, how does he even know that Vision died in the first place? Like, he died before Vision died. He shouldn't know.
That's true,
Vision was dead. So why does he know that? And then secondly, when after he says that, she just blasts him away, and he goes flying.
Yeah, she shoots him with the magic sparkly fingers.
Yeah, she does the sparkly fingers thing. He flies through some gravestones, and on one of the gravestones, it has a bunch of names, which one of the names is the name of the director who's doing the Fantastic Four, I think?
Whose deep dive video did you watch to see that tidbit?
I watched a lot, trust me. And then there was another subtitle underneath that. It said, not on her side. Which I don't know what that means in terms of like the gravestone, but it basically tells me, implying that he gets shot into that, and that this guy, he is not on.
It was Mephisto.
He has bad intentions.
Wouldn't be on anybody's side of his own, so yeah.
Then we get Wanda showing her expanding the whole border, freezes everyone that's around her so they don't see what's going on. Hayward and his car escape. Let's see, Monica and Agent Wu escape. Darcy and everyone else get sucked in and get turned into a giant circus.
Like literal circus. I crack up because I keep describing these things as if for people who haven't seen this. Like, I want to specify. No, like they literally get turned into circus characters, guys.
Yeah.
Well, you guys all saw this, otherwise you wouldn't be sticking around for the spoiler stream. So sorry, I keep doing that though. I'm like literal. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. And then that's the end of the episode. So we made it, guys.
Yeah.
I tried my best to go through that quickly, but looking at the time, looks like I didn't really do a good job of that.
That was a solid hour and 10 minutes.
This episode.
I mean, it hasn't been the whole hour and 10, right? We started a few minutes after that, so like 55 minutes, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
So, what do you guys think?
What did we not talk about? What did we not?
Anything I missed? Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything?
Ogden saying probably new rock stars. Not gonna lie, like the breakdown you watched.
I'm Tommy, and don't you forget it. Yeah, that was a funny part too.
I'm Tommy, don't forget it, because he's speedy, right? So, Micro Machines.
It's the guy who directed the MCU Spider-Man movies, John Watts. No, that was one of them. This was the gravestone on the left was a different name. It wasn't Watts.
Dude, I did not watch breakdowns where they slowed down to see who was on the video, gravestones.
Yeah.
The fake gravestones in the middle of town, whatever. Very, very literal. She didn't have a lot of time to build something better. Wait, what part, Ashley? What was very, very little? She didn't have... Elaborate, please. This absolute clown fiesta of a mobile video game. Oh yeah, I'm playing a video game this whole time.
Oh, that's right. This is the thing. So the parts of the episode that I wrote down that I felt like were probably the most important ones that stand out were that the continued theme that stuff is off about Pietro.
Right. Which is continued through the second episode. So.
MSD, what's going on, man?
What's up, MSD?
All I said was 6-star CGR. What is that? What do you mean?
Does MSD have a 6-star CGR? You do, right? You a-hole?
Someone I know very well recently got one.
Really? Really? Right? I could have sworn I saw something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, some guy who previously had a very nice, luscious beard and currently doesn't, though.
Does he have an awakening gem for that?
Right as I said
CGI?
that, Justin pops into my head and says, where did the beard go?
Is there an awakening gem? No, no.
I do indeed have an awakening gem. Can't show it from that screen.
Oh, the circus. Okay, I got you.
I do have a 6-star awakening gem for Cosmic, but I don't know. Do I use it on him or do I save it for potentially like using on like Silver Surfer or something? Obviously, I'm going to take Cosmic Ghost Rider rank 3 first, but I don't know.
He doesn't absolutely need it, right?
Yeah, he doesn't need it, but if I'm going to take him to rank 3, then like I might as well.
Well, but the thing is, you're not. He's got good prestige, but he's not Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like anybody who isn't Silver Surfer, you just don't want to give cosmic stones to because they're still so rare.
Yeah.
So maybe like
I also don't really want to take Silver Surfer up ever.
you don't, except for that he's absolutely the best prestige, and you at some point, if you have to spend all of your cosmic stones on something, you kind of want to spend them on absolutely the best prestige, right?
Yeah.
So, what I would honestly do would be take him to rank 3.
And then maybe
you can play him just fine.
Cosmic.
If you get if you get a second cosmic, or if you get to 125 cosmic stones, and you're about to have him start going into overflow or something, then maybe throw the gem into him. You know, so you have somewhere to deposit them.
Do I continue going for the featured 6-star and hopefully awaken him now?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
That's where I was kind of. I was trying to decide like, do I stop going for the featured and then save my 6-stars now and just use the gem, take him to rank 3 and call it a day?
No, I think once you've got him, you keep going for him. You know. How many of the champions who are in the 6-star featured right now do you have?
The only one I haven't gotten, I'm pretty sure, is like Professor X.
Like you have every other champion out of 24?
I mean, of the ones that are important, I feel like.
No, I don't mean the featured. I just mean like everything.
Look.
Because for me, right, I'm always going to be an arena grinder. I'm always going to look at champions that are new, and it will give me at least some more incentive to go for that crystal, for that featured, to spend that extra 3k with the sigil or 5k units with the sigil, because I will get the value of that being a new champion, right? I can use that champion in arena. I can grind it out. It's just somebody new. So for
There's
me,
a lot of pulls in here that I could get that would be first time awakenings still.
yeah, and some of those are good. So that's so when I look at that crystal, right? I look at the crystal and I see all of the champions that would be new for me or would be a good first time awakening.
Yeah.
So I would look at those numbers combined. If it's over 50%, then I feel like it's worth it. And then I would also, on top of those two factors, I would throw in how much does that awakening matter? And awakening Cosmic Ghost Rider would be fucking awesome, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like that's like you have to weight it for that. So in those circumstances, depending on what your numbers are there, but awakening Cosmic Ghost Rider being a large factor, I say go for it. Do it and get him.
You have another Cosmic T5CC in addition to the one for CGR. I don't even have one for CGR right now. That's the thing. Like I'm at like
you took up Corvus, right?
At like 28,000. And here's the other thing, the other decision I have to make for whenever I decide to start doing Act 7, which I think I'm probably gonna try to start saving up to get more units and hold on to like my revive stash.
7.1 is easier than
this season
finishing Act 6.
Maybe before, but there's a 25% selector there, right?
Is there? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, there's the offer for
when you 100% it.
Okay, and then there's also the offer for 3k units for like a 15% selector, which is not great, but it's not a terrible offer for because it's only 3k.
So my question would be then, do I choose Cosmic to get up Cosmic Ghost Rider, or do I go with Mutant for Apocalypse?
I think the answer is always Mutant at this point in the game.
Right now, honestly, I am leaning more towards Mutant, because like one, I already have Corvus up, and obviously like I want to get Cosmic Ghost Rider up too, and I do have Magneto as a rank 5. But the difference is Apocalypse. I already have him awakened. He is, I think he's a top 10 prestige right now.
Yeah, I think so.
He's just an absolute monster for his synergies, but also playing by himself. I've used him in Alliance War the last 2 wars, so I really want to get him to rank 3. As much as I love Cosmic Ghost Rider, I feel like I'm leaning more towards taking the mutant now whenever I get it.
Well, what is Cosmic Ghost Rider for your account? He's mostly just
to have him
a huge no. He's just a giant he's just a giant damage dealer, right?
Yeah.
And you already have a bunch of other champions who do a bunch of giant damage, so he's not the absolute priority. The thing is, in any selector, the mutant class just has more good champions than any other class does.
Yeah.
So I feel like
by far the best
I bought the 3K offer when I did 7.1 because I was doing the Legends attempt, and I could use those other items like the revives and the boosts and whatever. But I also bought it because even if for 15%, like for 3K, so basically like $100 worth of value, I had those units already. And I was just like, screw it. I don't even have anyone in particular that I want to rank up, but I'm just going to choose Mutant because there's just so many good ones, you know?
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like that's the deal. That's kind of how you have to. That's how I look at it, anyways. There's just more good mutants than any other class. So if you're gonna have a selector, dude, go with the mutants because eventually you're gonna get those champions who are gonna be worth ranking up, and you already have that one with Apocalypse. Because that dude's a bad.
He's so fun, especially for this the new event quest right now, like the new update for Cav difficulty for the mutant.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a prowess on or something.
And you can use him to make somebody a horseman.
Well, not even that. Like I just used him mainly to clear the whole quest.
Oh, yeah, but you can use him to make someone else a horseman too.
But yeah, you can also do that.
I don't have him as a 4-star, and I'm not super excited about that fact.
Yeah, I think who did I use? I already did the 4-star challenge. I finished Cav difficulty already.
I did like the first half. I did the first 3 today, and I'll do the next 3 like maybe tomorrow night or on Sunday or something. So, what are people saying? So if Mephisto does appear, will they go full comic book look or in a human disguise? I feel like that's a good question. I would
assume a human disguise, at least to start, and then
you kind of think so. He's so distinctive for the comic book look, right? The one we have in MCOC. He's just like, he looks like a literal the devil kind of character, you know. So I don't think they would go that right away. Yeah.
So let's talk about the weird commercial. So this commercial, just to
that was dark as F.
It was really dark. Basically,
it threw me off during the show because I'm just watching the show and just normal going along. And so some of the like I said, I haven't been a huge fan of the comedy necessarily for the first couple of episodes because it was like that I Love Lucy kind of old school 50s 60s sitcom whatever stuff, and that's not really for me. I will say in this episode that some of the comedy that was early on in the episode where they're breaking the fourth wall, the Malcolm in the Middle kind of stuff, like that hit for me a lot better, honestly. So but so to have that, like, I was braced by that comedy and that whatever, and then go to that dark commercial. It just felt like out of nowhere. You were just like, oh wow, like he just straight up died.
So each commercial they've had in episodes have represented a different period of like Wanda's life, as we've mentioned in previous episodes. Basically, the first one, you can hear the time bomb, talking about which basically stood for the bomb that didn't blow up in Sokovia when she was a kid.
When they were kids, yeah.
It had Stark Industries on it.
Game crash.
Which led her to join Hydra, or volunteer for Hydra. In the second episode, we get the Strucker Watch one, which is Strucker, who experimented on her and her brother. And then the third episode, we get the mind control soap, basically, That
Hydra soap, right?
yeah, soap. You want to get away. Basically,
What's a reference to something that? What
I'm
was
trying
it?
to remember. Forgetting. What
Yeah, wasn't like wasn't there like a reference to like, oh, what does like Hydra have hand soap that mind controls you or some kind of like
Yeah.
there was something, right?
Because it was so the special soap was a reference to Agents of Shield.
Yeah.
Olsen talks about the special mind control soap or whatever. The soap itself looks like the Tesseract, which is the other theory we're gonna get. And then the third episode was talking about cleaning up your mistakes with Lagos napkins or towels or whatever. Lagos is where she blew up. What's his name?
Well, no, that's where the innocent civilians died. That led to this
Yeah, well, she was trying to protect.
Oh, Crossbones, I
Rogers
guess, right? Yeah.
From Crossbones, and blew him up and ended up killing innocent people in Lagos. And then this episode is a random island, and yeah, I was like, what? Okay. The Lagos one was my favorite, says Misty.
All right, give me. So you continue on with the theory of the commercials and whatnot. I have to like.
Good dog.
Yeah, she just keeps whining, so I'm like, I'm gonna try taking her out. So, all right, give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. You can still listen to Cap though.
All right, so yeah, so this episode, then we get the commercial with the island, which I feel like represents Wanda when it's showing that she is now broken and she is falling apart. Like the kid doesn't know what to do. He's like lost on this island, and then this shark, which in the way of representing in Wandavision, like a shark is looked at as, could be portrayed as a villain, like a bad and evil, dark, like shark. When you think of a shark is scary. So the shark is offering a cure to this kid's problem. The magic, like magic. Here is your solution. Here's magic. And the kid's like, oh, sweet, perfect. Yay, this will solve everything. He's thinking basically Wanda is going to use this magic to bring back Vision. But she can't get it to work. It's not opening. It's not working right. And eventually the kid dies. Basically showing that Wanda, like, as much as you wanted this to work, you wanted this to be the solution, this is not going to be the solution. So to me, that just tells you right there that Wanda's not all behind this. There's something going on. Someone else pulling the strings. And I just keep coming back to Mephisto. That's me. It's the island. The shark says snack on yo magic. Hidden meaning? Basically, yeah, exactly everything I just explained. Last two, Cap. You can tell Pietro is a shark because the shark in the commercial and himself have an almost identical line. Him and the shark from the commercial have similar lines, both revolving around kids. Yeah, so that's another thing that I've talked about throughout this, saying that something's off about Pietro. And either he is secretly Mephisto, or he's being controlled by Mephisto. He was brought back by him, or whoever is behind all of this. Because there's been many things in this episode, particularly, that he said. The first thing, an opening scene when they say, "Oh, you think your you think he's a vampire?" He jumps up, scares them, and says, "Blood is thicker than water. I show you," and then pretends to like kill them. Like, I understand it's Halloween, but damn, dude. That's creepy stuff. Like, why would you say that? He then makes a point to scare Wanda when she turns around from the door. He tells the kids, he says, "Unleash hell, demon spawn." What else does he do? He mentions that he's there to stir up trouble and cause problems and ultimately give her grief. And then he compares Westview, New Jersey. He says, "Isn't it charming as hell?" He talks about her dead husband dying twice when he shouldn't have even known that Vision died the first time. So yeah, there's something off with Vision, or with Pietro. And the shark, like MSD was saying, could be representing him, because he just kind of showed up out of nowhere, just like Wanda did. Imagine telling a 10-year-old your blood is thicker than water and then attack them. Yeah, exactly. Imagine, yeah, like, blood is thicker than water. Let me show you. Like, what? I don't think that's allowed. Last time I checked. So yeah, the commercials also have a theory that I mentioned last week, is that each episode, each commercial represents a different Infinity Stone from the Infinity Saga. So the first episode, you have the toaster, which shows up, and on the toaster you have the red flashing light, which, like I mentioned, represents the bomb that didn't blow up. But it also, if you look at it, it looks like, it kind of appears to look like Vision's face. The toaster does. The little dot being the Mind Stone in his forehead, and the rest of it kind of, you can figure out a face. So therefore, the toaster in that commercial represented the Mind Stone. The second episode is Strucker Watches. It's a watch, obviously represents the Time Stone. Third episode, the soap one. The soap bar itself is in the shape of a cube that looks identical to the Tesseract, which is the Space Stone. The next episode is the napkin, or the towels, and the juice, the red juice that spills everywhere, just like the ether, which is expanding everywhere, which is the Reality Stone. So then it brings us to this episode, the fifth commercial we've seen, which it's little unclear which one this could represent. So you have the Power and the Soul Stone remaining. I think it was the Power Stone, because there's a couple different things that have me believing that. Like the surfboard the shark shows up on is purple. There's a lot of purple accents on it, like two different variants of purple, but Power Stone is purple. There's also a glow along the border of the water, like the sun is setting or whatever, and it's like the sky flashes kind of purple there. So that's my theory. And also, let's see, what did I write down for this? I wrote, yeah, so the shark is giving this kid this solution, this magic, which is symbolizing power. Like, here's this power, I can give you this power that will solve your problems. So power of the magic, it is the Power Stone. Like, that makes sense to me. But you could possibly make an argument for the Soul Stone as well, that this kid is slowly losing its soul, just like Wanda is. If she's lost everyone, her soul is lost and she doesn't know what's going on. So it'll kind of come down to, if we get one more commercial break and what happens in that one, whether or not that episode, that commercial represented the Power Stone or the Soul Stone. My bet is still on the Power Stone, and well, just like in the movies, we'll get the Soul Stone as the last one that's revealed to us. So I don't know. What do you guys think of all that I said? Any of that sound like it might be true, or am I just crazy or going off on nothing? Maybe Nightmare is the main villain. It's unclear whether Agatha is Nightmare, working with him, or being controlled by him. Yeah, whoever is the big bad, whether it's Nightmare, Fisto, or someone else. Oh, there's another theory, even that the Kree have been behind all of this. And this one was actually kind of like, whoa, pretty crazy. And the hexes have to do with that. And there's been lots of hints at it looking back. So okay, let's see if I can remember. I didn't write any of this down for this theory, so I'm gonna try to remember this from the top of my head. Basically, like all the hexes throughout the Kree, you know, for example, when you're traveling around through the universe, when they jump through different portals or whatever, those show up as hexes. In Captain Marvel, when they stand on the little thing to see the what's the lady called, like the vision person that they see, not vision, but no,
Supreme Intelligence.
The Supreme Intelligence, they stand on a hex pad. This is the theory that I don't know if you heard me mention.
No, I just got back.
there's a theory out there that the Kree might somehow be behind all of this. Because in the past we've seen the Kree have the power to manipulate people's memories, as we've seen with Captain Marvel. Jumping through portals in space, you jump through a hex, and the Kree possibly helped invent that travel system. We see in the episode when they start writing on the whiteboard, there is a thing that Jimmy Woo writes on there that says possible scrolls, implying the scrolls might be involved. You don't mention the scrolls without talking about the Kree. Like, Monica Rambeau is brought, the fact that she's in the show itself, like, where was she introduced? She was introducing Captain Marvel, which is all about, you guessed it, the Kree and the Skrulls. mind manipulating. I talked about
So
that.
is this the new Rockstar's theory?
This was, I think I saw this on Screen Crush.
Okay.
Screen Crush is another channel that I really like. He does really good breakdowns. He's guest starred on New Rockstars in the past.
I've heard of it.
I've been following him for a few years now.
Nice.
And he does great breakdowns on lots of things. So Screen Crush, guys, if you aren't subscribed, go subscribe to him. I'm trying. Yeah, he has it. It says, "Is it the Kree?"
What's up, Norris?
So yeah, he kind of just pointed out that there's lots of things that involve the Kree that make sense with this show of what's happened, including, like I said, the Hex. He brings up lots more references. Like, actually, here I'll just link the video in my chat here.
Is
You guys want to see it?
Is 4-star Dragon Man who's in the basic arena right now?
This is the video that talks about the Kree theory, guys, which is totally different from the Mephisto or Nightmare options, but also makes a lot of sense and could be like, and the whole like mentioning bringing back Monica Rambeau in the first place, talking about Sword, like Sword being in space. Why would this space organization be looking into something like this if it didn't?
I guess my objection to that would just be that, like, I don't think the Kree were interesting enough to get brought back this soon.
Unless they're just trying
Mephisto
to
seems more interesting.
set up that Nick Fury show that's going to be
Agents of Sword or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, something like that, or Secret Wars, right? Isn't it?
Is that what the title is? Yeah, I can't remember.
I think so.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a fun, different take from what everyone else has been saying. I was like, oh, the Kree, that is kind of interesting. But like you said, like the Kree aren't like the most impelling villain, but a lot of what he said kind of added up with what's happened in the show so far.
I like it. Yes, 4-star basic is Dragon Man. Then I would expect what? Do we even make predictions nowadays in MCOC for 4-star basic champions?
Jimmy Woo is a scroll, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I
feel
don't
like
think anyone does the predictions anymore. Really.
I mean, I think Brian still does, but
oh, does he?
For the 4-star basic Dragon Man, if you put up 2.2 million points in the arena and missed in the first round, I'd be really surprised. If you put up 2.5 million points, I'd be totally shocked. So go for that, you know.
All right, so who do you think the guy on the bridge will be? On the bridge, is that where they said they were going to meet him? Like, is that Monica's contact that you're talking about?
Oh, the engineer guy?
Yeah.
Under the bridge
anybody
downtown?
got some other theories out there that we haven't mentioned? We've mentioned Blue Marvel.
Where
Someone in my
Ultron
chat said it could be
some
Beast,
blood.
and that could be how we get introduced into the mutants.
I'm trying to think of anyone who's like is there a specific engineer in Marvel?
I'm going to look it up online.
Marvel engineer.
Aerospace.
Doesn't necessarily. She didn't say aerospace. She just said engineer. Doesn't necessarily.
I think she says aerospace.
Does she? I thought she just said. Maybe you're right. Maybe there was some connection to space. That sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah, the first link that pops up says WandaVision fan theory identifies the aerospace engineer, and it's not Reed Richards.
Click 15 slides to get to the result that won't actually be satisfying.
I think this theory is saying that it could be Blue Marvel.
Oh yeah, we're with Adam Brashear again. Told you guys.
If that's the case, then did MCOC, were they like low-key kind of like implying that he might be coming?
Maybe.
By having him part of it?
Maybe.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Pointy asked Captain if he has any siblings. He means me by Pointy, by the way. God damn it. You Captain see me in person. It's not that pointy.
Why call you Pointy?
Because Hunter says my head is very pointy in the streams and everything. And it's somewhat pointy, to be fair.
I've met him in person, guys, and that thought never crossed my mind.
Yeah, it just seems like a head. But anyways, he's talking about you. He's saying he seems weirded out by what Pietro said to Billy and Tommy, but I say these types of things to my family all the time. Oh, is this from like a few minutes ago, or what were you?
You're probably talking about. I mentioned all the stuff about that Pietro said this episode.
Like the Hellspawn kind of things. And
Yeah, the
whatever,
Hellspawn and comparing Westview to Hell and Unleash Demon Spawn.
Right. Yeah. Stuff. Okay.
Demon Spawn.
Fair enough.
But yes, I have a sister, and yeah, I know. You know, sometimes you just friendly banter with your family, but I don't know, man. Something seems off. I don't know why my accent changed there, but hey.
Because you were going to talk about Tommy, you know.
I was talking about Tommy, eh?
I was answering, not asking. I haven't missed a 4-star basic in 3 years. Okay, Scarco.
What about Fitz from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? I'd say that'd be a massive
I
stretch.
love him.
I loved Fitzsimmons. Like that whole that combo is part of my favorite.
But yeah, I don't
of that show.
I think it's likely, but that'd be interesting.
But yeah, I don't. They haven't really. I think they've kind of tried to say that show's not part of the main MCU anymore. Because like I haven't seen the latest season, but I heard that like they didn't even address like the blip or anything like that.
Gael was once again saying, but in the subtitles in other languages, Spanish refers to the engineer as female. Yeah, we covered that a little bit, but she specifically says
it's
he
a he in this last episode. Yeah. So if it turns up to be a girl, then I don't know how they messed that up.
Yeah. It is not pointy in my opinion. Well, actually, I would take that for the truth if you said humble opinion. But since you just said I am O and not I am HO, I don't know if I can take that as the truth. So
Xander says Batman is an engineer. I mean, hey, it could be Batman. You never know. Could be Wolverine. Okay, he definitely was not an aerospace engineer.
No, bub. What do you think? This is rocket science, bub?
Doctor Strange is for sure in WandaVision. I wouldn't say for sure. If he does show up, it'll be in like the last episode, or as I've theorized that we'll get like an end credits cameo of him at the end to lead into Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, so one really important thing that I've not brought up with you yet, and I don't know if you discussed while I was away or anything, but what about tonight's episode being an hour long?
So I've heard that the last 3 episodes are potentially going to be closer to an hour long each. And that is because, like, I guess the beginning before the show started, they announced like how much runtime the entire season is. Mm-hmm. And if you add up what's already aired, there's still like 3 hours left of footage of that runtime. So basically, that these next 3 episodes are going to be about an hour each. And obviously, that probably includes the 7-minute credits from each of them. So. It was to take that into account, but still, like, that's pretty exciting. It's going to make my watch parties a lot longer. So hopefully River doesn't go too crazy. And I hope so. I'd love longer episodes. That'd be great.
So yeah, because Billy specifically said, because you've been doing the watch party at midnight with people, he specifically said to me, I think maybe on a message online, I can't even remember, but he's just like, hey, be sure Captain knows he's doing the watch party and everything at midnight. He's going to be up for an hour at least, because it's going to be a longer episode. And my buddy Casey was saying the same thing, where it's supposed to be 6 hours. We've only had 3 hours so far.
Yeah. So technically, we're only halfway through the season. If
that was the case. So I'm hoping. I don't know. I'm gonna have a hard time. I woke up at 8 a.m. today, so I'm gonna have a little bit of a hard time. I woke up at 8 a.m. so that I could go at 9:45 and get a massage, and I spent the rest of the day. I ate a little barbecue, and then I drank a little bit. I smoked a little marijuana, and I've talked to you. So it's gonna be hard for me to stay up till midnight. We'll see. We'll see. But if it's an hour, I'll stay awake for that full hour for sure. So
yeah,
we can hope. But I don't know. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited for this upcoming episode. Should be pretty damn cool.
So I think there's only one last thing I have written down.
Okay.
What happens to everybody that was absorbed into the border when it expanded? Basically, it obviously became like
they
clowns and all that. But mainly, the one I'm wondering about is Darcy. Like, what is Darcy gonna pop up as?
Will her voice be as irritating? Will she be her character from 2.5 Broke Men or whatever? Yeah, you never know. Tune in tonight to find out.
Gosh.
She hasn't bothered me as much as that actress normally does in general. So, like, it's,
yeah, some people have thought that maybe she'll show up as her character. Like she used to be on a TV show. Maybe she'll show up like as that character or something.
That'd be funny. Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'm excited. This series has progressively. You know, man, we talked about it in those first couple episodes. I was just like, we'll see. Like, I'm watching these knowing that it's building to something else and it's going to become something more than this. But those first couple episodes really did not impress me. And then over the last few episodes, I've just been like, okay.
Yeah, every episode I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Like,
it literally every episode answers a couple questions, but then brings up like a million more.
Yeah, and in the last episode, I was earlier talking about how I like the 1 week at a time format, so that we have the time to shitpost or speculate or do whatever, right? But after last week's episode, I specifically, at the very end of the episode, was like, damn it, I wanted. Why can't we stream this? You know? Like,
yeah.
I wish there was more. Yeah, I was like, oh, you got me, you guys. You damn Disney Plus B-manies. Like, you got me solidly.
Yeah.
You hear Zoe? She's just whining.
Yeah.
I have no idea why. I'm talking. I know.
Two Broke Girls. That's what the name of her show was. Thank you, Metal. So yeah, she was on a show called Two Broke Girls, where she was like a waitress at a restaurant. So maybe she'll at least like show up as a waitress working at a restaurant or something.
I just never even once seeing a like trailer or break anything. Never once seeing anything from that show, any kind of advertising or anything, did I ever even remotely consider watching it.
Same, yeah. I've never watched an episode, so
I was like, wow, both of these women are attractive, but no, dog. That's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be a no for me.
Big Blue says there's a rumor that they have a 10th episode that they didn't release any info for. So that may work with the 45-minute episodes. Potentially, yeah. If that's the case, I wouldn't be mad if we get another
45
episode.
Would still be pretty damn awesome. Anything longer than that. So one of the things I talked to tonight, to my friend John about his idea is that they're doing those 7 minutes of credits very deliberately. And that somehow over the next couple of episodes, what's actually happening is like those credits are being in-universe played over the show. And then at some point we will see what those 7 minutes are. Like they'll add up to be like, oh, this is what was actually happening at the end of that. And we just didn't see it because they put the credits over, right? I was like, yeah, dude, I love that theory. I was like, that's an awesome theory. I don't know if that's going to be what's going to come to pass at all. But I was like, dude, yeah, I would love it if we maybe like the second the penultimate episode or the last episode or whatever covered those 7 minutes we weren't seeing, but those 7 minutes were actually being spent in universe time. I was like, that would be awesome. So I don't know.
Yeah. Someone in my chat says, what if Wanda has all the Infinity Stones and used them to run the Hex, Time Stone changing decades, Mind Stone resurrecting Vision, Reality Stone changing reality, and so on. Power Stone providing power for the Hex. I could see how you're making that, but the problem is they're still destroyed, so how'd she get them back?
Well, no, they had them all put together at the end of Endgame, right? But Cap takes them all back, yeah. So like I don't think so.
So it wouldn't explain how she has, but it does make you wonder how Vision has the Mind Stone into his head. Although we don't know if it's like an actual Mind Stone and works like the Mind Stone, or if it's.
Well, I don't think it does. I don't remember. Is it there? It still is there when he's outside of the Hex and falling apart, right?
Yeah, it was still there, but we haven't seen him use any powers that specifically used that. But we have seen him. He's able to fly. He phases through the couch in the opening credits of this recent episode.
Mm-hmm.
So he phases through the front door in like in the first episode, I think, when they first walk into the house. So how is he able to have his powers if he's not getting them from the Mind Stone, which is how he got them in the first place?
Right, but Wanda has her powers, and Pietro has his powers, and those things are independent of the stone. The stone gave them those powers, so
Yeah.
like I could see how the stone, like if there, I could see how like vicariously maybe she gave Vision his powers back somehow. You know, if she's that powerful to create this whole universe and everything. But yeah, because I don't think there's any way he gets the stone. What do you want, Zoe? Chill out.
Yeah, I don't think she has all the stones because that would just be too confusing. Like,
What's the dude? It's been we've been supposed to get that Black Widow movie for like over a year now. It really sucks that we haven't had that yet.
it's supposed to, as of now, I think the plan is they're gonna do a theatrical release
In
where
May or something, or March.
Also,
But they might delay it again.
Premium.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's supposed to be in May. Last I heard.
Did you hear the next episodes are 1 hour long? Yeah, that's what we were just talking about, Toy Shadow. And someone else saying, Norris saying something about bonus episode. Jared talking about that as well. Yeah. It would be cool. It would be cool.
Seems like the X-Men have been teased too much not to introduce them, because in episode 6, Vision put his hands in front of him in the shape of an X. Vision? When did he? Is that like in the opening scene when he was leaving the house? Did he do that? Because he kind of does some weird hand motions.
I didn't notice anything that would be specifically that. Yeah.
I actually think I have. Yeah, I do have the episode
queued up.
Yeah. Oh, he does right here. He does have his fingers crossed.
I guess you can't show it, right?
No, I don't think I can show. Volume on.
Don't do that. Zoe, chill out. Come here.
He's talking about being undercover, and he's going that he does. And he's going like this on the screen. Yeah, I guess that could be a hint. And a couple other things too. Yeah. I mean, technically, we already have mutants now with the boys and Pietro having his powers, but as we speculated, he may not be who he is, who he says he is.
Well, I don't know what else you would call them without being mutants, really.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not by name, right? They obviously have been given powers, and those powers have to have come from somewhere, because the MCU in general has done a good job of saying, like, Wanda and Quicksilver's powers came from the Mind Stone, and that's how Vision got his powers, and Captain Marvel got hers from the Tesseract, and you know, like they've done a good job of explaining things, so you can't just say that the boys and Resurrected Vision and Pietro and stuff have their powers from nowhere. So
yeah.
Dog. I don't know. She's very needy, guys. Oh, nope. Gotta go check out what's going on at the door. Heard a noise in the hallway. Gotta go inspect that. Yeah, so.
I'm still confused as to why they never actually added that new Scarlet Witch.
In the game?
Yeah, in MCOC.
I don't know. It's kind of irritating. She didn't seem like she was going to be OP or anything.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, it was weird.
I did see that Karate Mike got a 5-star Scarlet Witch, and I'm super jealous.
Did he?
Yep.
Where did he pull her from?
Probably the Sacred Hearts, or whatever the side event thing is.
Oh, you can pull her out of there? Okay.
Yeah, she's there. Both her and Wolverine, those are the only two that I would want.
Ooh,
and
I need that Wolverine Awakening.
Yeah, so Awakening ass.
I mean, I do have one more generic left, but
I got 5. I got 5 generic gems chilling over here, man.
I
can't get that. I can't. I don't have 5 champions to use them on. I think. No, I think like literally, I might not have 5 champions. Here, wait.
I used one in the
let's
last
go
few
look.
months. I've used one on. I think I used one on Guardian.
You got the internet's open, right?
I used one on CGR.
You have the internet's open, and you have my stream on in a different tab, right?
Yes.
Okay, come look at who I have to use an Awakening gem on.
Okay. Got it up. Oh wait, hold on. The stream is spinning. I need to fix it. Okay.
We got Spider-Ham. Storm.
I mean, Punisher. Duh. Easy.
Tigra.
PGR is not bad.
Right, but I got like one of each class for each of those things. Like I barely have more than 5 champions. I have 12, 16. I have 18 champions.
I mean, why not just Spider him since you already have him maxed out?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't do anything, really.
Yeah.
You know? Like.
MSD saying I use the generic on Wolverine, no regrets, he's exclusive. I know, he's obviously
for sure
he's
would,
worth it for sure. It's just, it's my only one that I have.
I have 2 Mystic Gems over here, and I think one of those was Uncollected, or Unstoppable Colossus, rather. Right? Like, there's nobody to use these gems on. They're just chilling here. I could awaken both Tigra and Unstoppable Colossus, or Sasquatch. Like, it doesn't matter, you know? I don't know.
Take my 6-star CGR to rank 2. Dirty 99, yes.
Yes. Just cuz. Sup, guys and gals? How's it going, just cuz?
Anything else from the episode you guys can think of? Or now I guess we can get to the point where we talk about what's going to happen in tonight's episode.
Yeah, anything else we missed out that you guys want to talk about?
We are getting close to...
Olsen is fantastic. Zoe wants outside. No, she doesn't, Moon Knight. So right before the stream started at 7 o'clock, I took Zoe outside, and she did not pee. Just, 15 minutes ago, I took Zoe outside again. And guess what? She didn't pee. She literally... That dog just wants attention, that's all. She's chewing on a bone.
Just want attention.
I ignored her.
You know, we're going back to the point earlier where someone says a lyric
Right.
unintentionally and I start singing. Only Shuri can upload Jarvis memories back into Vision. Maybe she'll return in the movies.
I feel like she would be someone who would be easy enough to get for a series or whatever too, right? Like
Yeah.
Elizabeth Olsen and what's his name are much
Bettany.
bigger. They're all much bigger actors than the chick who played Shuri. So you think that you could totally get her pretty easily.
Although my guess is now with Chadwick Boseman passing away that she'll become the new Black Panther.
I hope so. I think my understanding is they filmed enough stuff with him before he passed away that they can do the second movie okay. I don't know though. I mean, that was a pretty rough one last year. Because he hit it so well. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and we just had the anniversary of when that movie came out. What was it, 3 years ago, I think?
Yeah. I remember that was a movie where my buddy Casey and I went to see that movie. And that was kind of more towards when we first started hanging out. And we go to the movie, and it's like an over 21 movie theater, and at a certain point there's these people talking behind us during the movie who are just kind of like having a conversation. It's not like they're talking about the movie, it's like they're having a conversation outside, like just about their day or something. I don't even know. And I just flat out stood up very slowly for effect, turned around and said something like, "Hey, it's really hard to hear what they're saying in the effing movie with you guys talking the whole time. So would you mind shutting up?" or something along those lines. And then just very slowly, for effect, dramatically turned around and sat back down again, and nobody said a word or whatever. And I remember afterwards, Casey being like, "Yes, man, that's when I knew we were gonna be friends." Like,
That's awesome.
You did the right thing.
Nick saying, "I'm curious to see what Wanda is going to do to Pietro after that nasty comment about Vision." Yeah, I'm saying, not like your dead husband can die twice, which is kind of funny because we've seen Vision die multiple times now already in the MCU. But also it's weird, and it doesn't make sense that he knew in the first place that Vision was supposed to be
he was dead anyways. Yeah,
he shouldn't know that. So that's weird to me. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what Pietro's role is moving forward, if she starts questioning him more or something. I think Billy and Tommy will be important for the family. They definitely seem to be getting built up to find out what's going on. Yeah, I think also I wouldn't be shocked if we get one more age up of them, if they age one more time, so that they're more like teenagers by the end of the show.
Yeah.
That
So
way
they can be part of
into
the series,
Young
New
Avengers
Avengers,
series.
Young Avengers series.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other young actors and
Yeah, and there's speculation about
that
that.
are already in the MCU that we're gonna lead into that down the road, I'm sure.
James is reminding me, he says, Abdo, you said you were going to ask Captain Bayeee how Elizabeth Olsen was in a minute 120 minutes ago. Yeah, so James apparently thinks you have a personal connection to Elizabeth Olsen. That she's on your stream with you right there next to you.
Yes, we hang out all the time.
So he just wants you to ask her, what's up.
What's up, Wanda? I blew her a kiss earlier, actually. It was kind of cute.
What was freaking Entourage? That really bad HBO men's soap opera series, basically. Where he's like, hey, tell Sloan I said what's up or whatever.
I never watched it. I don't know.
It's just stupid. Where it's like Seth Green, and he's always telling one of the characters to tell his girlfriend what's up, and he's just like, screw you, dude. And they get into like multiple fights. But yeah. So
for tonight's episode, I'm hoping we finally find out who this secret contact is for Monica. That's kind of like one of the biggest things I'm hoping for.
Skarko saying, but okay, I know you've assumed that someone else is in control, and I agree, like Mephisto or someone else, right? If it was always just her, there's no next level to finish the episode. We knew everything in the first episode. But if it's only Wanda, Pietro would know exactly what Wanda knows. Yeah, that makes sense. Like if she created him, kind of. Like, so do you think that she took over someone's body to give that person like Pietro's memories as far as she knew about them?
I did hear that theory that Evan Peters' character is actually just some other person from the town.
Yeah, he's just like some random guy or something.
Planted her brother's memories into him.
Yeah, or maybe somewhere outside of the town, even like, because she's shown that obviously the Hex has particular powers over the area, which is kind of why Vision couldn't exist outside of it, because he's tied to it. He can't, whatever, exist outside of that. He needs that space to stay alive, otherwise he'll just die again or something. But it could be that her reality warping powers can also affect areas outside of the Hex that aren't Vision, It's like maybe there's just some guy living in Romania or something, and because she wished for Pietro, somehow her reality warping powers just like took over his body and brought him there, because he could get there really fast, obviously. So I don't know. It's interesting to think about like what he could be.
Yeah.
Toy Shadow, read last. Oh, you talking about we talked about this a little bit earlier about the theater had the Incredibles playing, and those are all lots of different characters for like Fantastic Four characters. Yeah, potentially.
Oh, Incredibles could be a hint toward the Fantastic Four, since it's a family of four.
Right. And Elastigirl and Invisible Woman, Human Torch, kind of different characters in there.
Yeah, they're very loosely based off of the Fantastic Four in the first place.
Because they're the first family of Marvel. I'm fairly convinced Mephisto is involved because of China. Evan Peters is Nightmare. You never know, but I don't.
It could be. I mean, there's in one of the opening theme songs for one of the episodes. They flash through the house, and like in between the floors, like in the wall, there's a helmet that looks like the helmet from Nightmare in the comics.
What's the deal with like, why does China not like the devil?
I don't know. I don't remember what it all is.
I don't remember anything about that though. As in, like, there's a particular. I mean, if the communists
like, they just don't allow the devil
religious stuff at all, or
maybe I
I
don't know.
don't think it'd be. I don't think there's like no religious stuff at all, as far as I know. I
All
don't
right,
know.
boys, I'm going to head to bed. Of course, I will be watching the rerun and watch the stream in the morning. Enjoy episode 7. All right, Big Blue. Good night, man. We'll talk about it down the road, I'm sure.
All right, it looks like, guys, we have a contest dingus who is live.
Dingus of Champions.
Yeah, and you know what, guys? Have any of you guys who happen to be on my stream or Captain Bay's stream right now ever seen a small YouTube channel called Brian Dingus Grant Contest of Dinguses? If any of you have ever seen his channel, you may know that occasionally people wish him happy birthday as a troll. But did you guys know that Brian Grant Dingus's contest is no website's actual birthday is today, February 18th.
Today?
It is actually today. Today's his birthday. So
Nice.
I am going to post a little link to his channel, and you guys can
Clobbering
go
time.
ahead
Isn't
and
it
give
your
a little
birthday
raid.
too, Clobbs? I saw you guys saying stuff on Twitter. I thought that was yesterday, though, that you guys were saying that.
Do he and Clobbs have the same birthday? That'd be kind of crazy.
I think that's what they were replying to each other. But also, guys, don't forget, if you want to join the watch party tonight, I'll be live around midnight, 11:45 my time, Pacific Coast. And yeah, we won't be showing the episode live, but we can react to it and then talk about it afterwards. So it should be fun in about 3 hours or so. Find out what's coming next on Wandavision. But yeah, guys, let's go raid Senior Brian Grant. Slap him a happy birthday in the chat. Me
Yeah.
and Brian share a birthday. Yeah, nice, Clobbs. Awesome.
Well, happy birthday to you as well, Clobbs.
Yeah, happy birthday. And maybe I'll see you guys later. But yeah, Abdul, thank you for joining me once again.
Dude, it's always a blast. I will see you next Thursday. I am excited about this next episode, and yeah, dude, we'll have some good times. Thanks for the stream, man.
Yep. Hashtag beard gang. Even though I don't have a beard very much.
Hashtag what beard gang?
I failed at shaving with my new razor. But yeah, I'll see you guys later tonight. Peace. Alright, my stream is over.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off here too, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm not doing a stream later on tonight. I've already been streaming for like 4 hours today, so I'm gonna chill. I don't even know if I'll be awake to catch the stream later with Captain Bay. If you guys do want to watch that though, hit up his channel and you can synchronize and watch WandaVision together. Otherwise, I will see you guys all next Thursday for another one of these streams.